Guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have 9 faux pas to avoid making in Britain. Culture shock as an American. And we are back with the Girl Gone London channel. Y'all, please go and make sure y'all go sub to her channel. I'll put her video link as well as her channel link down in the description. And go check her videos out. They're amazing. Before we jump in, also, don't forget to sub to my give the video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to support this channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button and receive your exclusive benefits. Let's get to it.
After over 13 years in the UK as an American, I'm ready to bring you the faux pas that you should not make while in Britain. Have I made most of these myself? Probably. Do I make them anymore? No, and neither should you. Number 1. Cutting the queue. Let's get this out of the way. In Britain, queuing is sacred. It's basically a religion. Jumping the line isn't just considered rude, it's like basically making you the Antichrist. It's immoral. It makes you a bad person. From bus stops to concert entrances, the post office, the supermarket, the British queue is a well-oiled, almost ceremonial institution. And what makes this even crazier is that Brits don't often need signs or floor markings to queue. People just instinctively form queues even when it's not clear where the front is. If you disrupt this ecosystem by pushing ahead, by standing too close, or by failing to recognize the invisible order, you'll likely get the famous British passive-aggressive treatment. Like, they're not gonna punch you in the face, but they are going to give you the dirtiest look of your entire life, and they might mutter under their breath. Now, you might think that this reverence for queuing is excessive, especially if you're American and you're used to basically just pushing people out of your way, but it serves as a really powerful symbol of British fairness. Yeah. The idea that everyone has their place and deserves to be treated with equal consideration within the queue is deeply embedded. Even in chaotic situations like toilets at festivals or peak time train stations, the British do still instinctively queue up, keep calm, and carry on. Now, if you're not sure where the end of the line is, just ask. Ask, is this the queue? And you'll always be in someone's good books. Next on my list is getting personal.
That's funny though, but we've seen that in so many different videos. Like, the British don't play about their queuing. They are the greatest queuing country in the world and probably will forever be the greatest queuing country in the world. Do not cut in that queue
too soon. While some cultures value openness and emotional immediacy, British people do not. British people tend to approach new relationships with a kind of restraint, and asking overly personal questions too early is just a no-go. Don't try and get too overly familiar too fast. You don't need to know their entire life story, how many children, grandchildren they have, what they did in the year 1986. Take your time, and even compliments can be met with a little bit of discomfort if they're too over the top and too forward. The British often prefer modesty, and self-deprecating humor and excessive praise comes across as insincere. And this doesn't mean that the British are unfriendly, far from it. But it does mean that the path to deeper friendships usually takes time and shared experiences here, and that's how the British prefer it. You might find that your British colleague is cheerful and polite at work, but maintains a noticeable personal distance outside of office hours. That doesn't mean they dislike you, it's just how the social dynamics here tend to unfold. Privacy is really a core value in the UK, and modesty is a sign that you're doing well. Ease into those deeper conversations naturally and let relationships build organically and gradually. And remember, silence isn't awkward in the UK. It's often comfortable. Now, the next faux pas on my list.
Everything. Hey, that's kind of getting put. You can't open up too soon, Brits. Hey, it takes a little time. But most things in life worth having take time, take patience, take hard work. They don't come easy. So that friendship, that relationship you're trying to create with a Brit who seems like they just not into it, take your time.
Is calling everyone English. The UK is made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Each has its own national identity, culture, history, and sometimes its own language and dialects. To call a Welsh person English or to refer to a Scotsman as that is not just incorrect, but it touches on historic tensions and sometimes political sensitivities. For example, the Scots have a long history of struggle to maintain their identity, which includes campaigns for independence. Similarly, the Welsh language is a living, breathing part of everyday life for many people in Wales, and many Welsh people are fiercely proud of their heritage. The same goes for Northern Ireland. If you're unsure, say British rather than English. Sometimes people
get
won't
that.
necessarily feel that they identify with that either, but at least it's technically correct.
Yeah.
If you know someone's specific background, then say that. Scottish, English, Welsh, or Northern Irish. The next faux pas,
I'd be saying British. I'll be saying British everywhere just because I wouldn't want to mess anything up. And if you take offense to it, I'm still technically right.
make in the UK is missing the nuances of British humor. British humor is world renowned for being dry, ironic, and heavily
I love
reliant
it.
on
I
understatement.
love it.
It's often laced with sarcasm, self-mockery,
Mhm.
and kind of pointing out the absurd. What might sound like a compliment could be a joke, and what seems like praise might be ironic.
Stop.
The subtlety can be confusing to outsiders. A Brit might say, well, that was a roaring success after a complete disaster, or not bad at all when they mean something was actually excellent. In addition, teasing is often a sign of affection. If a Brit makes fun of you to your face, they probably like you. Don't be offended. And don't take everything at face value. Pay attention to tone and context. Learning to laugh at yourself is key here, and if you're American like me with a completely different sense of humor that you were raised with, you can always ask, were you being serious or was that a joke? The next faux pas is...
I love British humor, bro. British humor is absolutely amazing. I watch so much British TV shows, comedy. Love British form of humor. Love American form of humor, but love British as well.
Neglecting basic politeness. Politeness is more than just good manners in the UK. It's a deeply ingrained part of the culture. Saying please, thank you, sorry, and excuse me are daily rituals, and if you don't use them, it will be noticed. You'll hear people saying sorry when they're not even at fault, thank you to bus drivers, and excuse me before asking a question. Politeness here is about maintaining harmony and avoiding confrontation. It shows respect and self-awareness and cultural fluency. Skipping those polite phrases can come across here as blunt, rude, or even downright aggressive. If you are in doubt in the UK, honestly, the best thing to do is just overdo it. You'd be better off doing too much apologizing here than not enough, too many thank yous, too many excuse me's, rather than being the person who doesn't include these things in their conversation. Another faux pas in the UK...
The Brits are literally some of the most polite people on earth. Some of the most overly polite. Polite to where it may even be a detriment to them sometimes. But that's just who they are.
is over tipping, actually. Tipping in the UK can be confusing if you're used to different systems. It's not mandatory, but it is appreciated in moderation. In restaurants, a service charge of 10 to 12.5% is often added automatically. If it's not, you can leave around 10% for good service. But tipping in pubs, cafes, or fast food outlets is not expected. Over tipping can actually be awkward or performative. And overt tipping, like throwing down large sums of cash or making it awkward, can feel unnatural or even embarrassing to some Brits. So check your bill for a service charge. If it's included, you don't need to add more. The next faux pas on my list is...
There's no way that you can convince me, Brits, it could be a faux pas to tip too much. Like, you telling me y'all have someone working that was tipped a big sum of money and looked at the tip and said, I'm uncomfortable with this. Like, I don't need this. I feel like unless you're in a profession that tipping requires you to do something for that tip, which I mean all professions, but y'all know what profession I'm talking about, I would feel like I'd be so ecstatic. Like getting over tipped would be a highlight for me.
Loud in public spaces. The British are by and large a reserved group of people. Loud conversations on public transport or shouting across streets is generally frowned upon or seen as associated with something that happens after a football game. Public spaces are meant to be shared considerately. Speaking too loudly can be seen as disruptive and attention speaking, and it's especially taboo on trains and buses where silence is often golden. Even in more casual settings, such as a quiet pub or a National Trust site, Excessive volume can be jarring, and I do understand from an American perspective that we tend to just speak more loudly, but Brits value a level of personal space that makes this volume seem inappropriate.
I get that.
I didn't say I was perfect, I'm just telling you some faux pas that maybe I have made as well. Try and match your volume to the environment. If no one else is talking loudly, take that as your cue. Again, save the high energy talking for things like sporting events or music festivals. Next on my list is misreading British pub etiquette. British pubs aren't just places to drink. They're institutions with their own unwritten rules. There's a few to remember. Always order at the bar. Table service is not a thing. You go to them rather than them coming to you. Take turns buying rounds. If someone buys your drink, you're expected to return the favor later. And be patient at the bar. Don't wave your money or shout. Bartenders will serve in order. Also, respect the vibe. Some pubs are lively and others are more quiet. Try and match the mood. Additionally, understand that pubs are often used for more than just drinking, like I said. Families gather there for meals, locals catch up after work, some pubs even host events and quiz nights. They're a real part of the local community, so be a part and join in. Just watch how others are behaving at that particular pub at first to try and understand how that one operates. And the final faux pas.
Respect the pub, respect the environment, respect the people that are in it. It's as simple as just having respect.
Is assuming that everybody thinks the same. The UK is a diverse and multicultural and often politically divided country, just like yours probably. Assuming that everyone thinks the same way because that's what you saw in the news or because they're British, so they must have the same values, often leads to awkward moments. For instance, Brexit remains a polarizing issue, and attitudes towards the monarchy vary widely. Some regions have strong independence movements, others feel deeply tied to British identity. Even within one country, so within England, for example, there are vast cultural differences between the North and the South. Accents, slang, food preferences, and social norms can change dramatically even within just a few miles. And assuming that London is representative of the entire country is another common mistake. Stay curious, ask respectful questions, and avoid assuming. Listen more than you speak sometimes, and you'll learn a lot. Now that brings me to the end of this video. My British audience who are watching, comment below with any more faux pas that people make in the UK. I'd love to hear what you think. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Great video. She did an amazing job pointing out those faux pas. Y'all talk to me in the comment section. Are they accurate? And maybe if you're not a Brit, what's the biggest faux pas that you've encountered with a foreigner, not just American? And if you're not Brit, what's the biggest faux pas that you've did yourself? And if you are a Brit, what's the biggest faux pas that you've encountered with a foreigner? That's all we have. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I'll see y'all next time.